Hi everyone! Welcome to East-West Seed Foundation's Urban Gardening Webinar Series. In this webinar series, we will teach you how you can grow your own healthy, nutritious food at home. My name is Joyce, and in today's episode, my colleague April and I will be sharing how to make organic fertilizer concoctions. A basic definition of organic gardening is gardening without synthetic fertilizers and pesticides. But organic gardening is much more than simply replacing man-made chemical with those derived from natural sources. It is a philosophy of gardening that supports the health of the whole system. In an organically managed yard or vegetable garden, the emphasis is on cultivating an ecosystem that sustains and nourishes plants, soil microbes, and beneficial insects rather than simply making plants grow. The goal of organic gardening is to have healthy soil that will give healthy food. This will then lead to healthy people, and as a result, will produce a healthy society. We can say that organic gardening is a purposeful approach to farming based on regeneration and the promotion of life and health in the soil. Feed the soil, not the plant. An old saying among organic gardeners. Healthy soils produce healthy crops that promote the health of animals and people. The various types of organic fertilizer can come from plant, animal, and/or mineral sources, depending on what nutrients your plants require. In order to qualify as an organic fertilizer, the materials must naturally occur in nature. Organic fertilizers are prepared naturally and are made from materials derived from living things. The benefits of using organic fertilizers are: boost nutrient efficiency and organic matter content in the soil, restore and maintain soil fertility to nurture plant growth, recycles household waste that can be converted into useful nutrition for the plants. Use materials found in nature that are not harmful to the plants or the environment. Examples of organic fertilizers are fermented plant juice or FPJ, fermented fruit juice or FFJ, fish amino acid or FAA, calcium phosphate or Calpos, Oriental herb nutrient or OHN, vermicompost, regular compost. The first 5 are concocted and fermented from natural ingredients and will be covered in this episode. Fermented plant juice is a liquid fertilizer made from natural plant materials. It is produced through fermentation of plant leaves, plant shoots, and stems that are green. There are a lot of enzymes in leaves that enhance plant growth and promote photosynthesis. We will be preparing the fermented plant juice or FPJ. Materials needed apart from the plants or leaves are knife, chopping board, measuring cup, weighing scale, molasses, container for fermentation, Manila paper to cover the fermentation container, and masking tape or any rope to keep the Manila paper in place. We will start with chopping the leaves or plants into smaller sizes. You can use leaves from fast-growing plants such as legumes, kamote leaves, grasses, also banana leaves and stalk, nutritious leaves from moringa or ipil, whatever is abundant in your area. Just make sure the leaves or greens are fresh, free from insect pests and disease, and free from chemical contaminants. For every kilo of leaves and greens, we will need half a kilo or 500 grams of molasses. Place the chopped leaves and greens into a large bucket. We will now measure 500 grams of molasses. Pour into the bucket of leaves. Now it's time to mix the molasses into the leaves thoroughly. We can now cover the mixture with paper like Manila paper or any paper without print. Keep the paper in place through the use of masking tape or tie it with some straw or rope. Lastly, we need to label our concoctions properly. First, with the name of the concoction, Fermented Plant Juice or FPJ. Next, we write down the date prepared or DP. Then, the expected date of harvest or DH, which is in 7 days. Fermented plant juice made from actively growing plant parts and fast-growing plants contain natural growth hormones and mineralized nitrogen that promotes plant growth. Mix 2 tablespoons of fermented plant juice per liter of water and spray on the leaves or apply directly to the soil around the plants, from seedling stage up to pre-flowering stage. You can apply weekly or more depending on plant vigor. Please note that with the use of fermented plant juice, there is no overdose. You may use it liberally. However, the soil must be watered first before applying fermented plant juice to avoid scorching of the roots. Fermented fruit juice or FFJ is prepared in a similar manner to fermented plant juice or FPJ. It is used as foliar spray to enhance fruit quality, as a feed supplement for animals, and even as food supplement for humans. In general, FFJ is used more during the flowering and fruiting stage of the plant, for more fruits and sweeter fruits. We are now going to prepare fermented fruit juice or FFJ. You can use any fruit or fruit peel except for citrus fruits. For FFJ, the ratio of fruit and fruit peel to molasses is 1:1. For every kilo of fruit and fruit peel, we will need 1 kilo of molasses. Mix together thoroughly. Once again, cover the bucket with Manila paper. It's a good practice to always label your concoction with the concoction type, date produced, and date of harvest. FFJ can be harvested after 1 week. Fermented fruit juice made from a combination of ripe fruits of banana, papaya, and squash have been proven by many organic farmers to be effective when sprayed on the leaves at the rate of 2 tablespoons per liter of water at the onset of flowering after fruit setting. These ripe fruits contain phosphorus and potassium, which are necessary during the flowering and fruit setting stage. Fish amino acid or FAA is a liquid made from fish which is of great value to plant because it contains good amounts of nutrients, especially amino acids, which is a good source of nitrogen. FAA feeds the soil, which feeds the plant. Any kind of fish and any part of fish may be used for FAA. We can even ask for fish scraps from the fish vendors. For every kilo of fish or fish scraps, we will need 1 kilo of molasses. After mixing the fish and molasses together, we cover the container once more with Manila paper. It's time to label our concoction. Fermentation period is 15 days. Observe correct dosage. For every 1 liter of water, add 2 tablespoons of your fish amino acid. For soil drenching, drench the topsoil with the diluted FAA near the plants or crops. This will supply nitrogen to their roots. This will also boost the beneficial microbes and fungal population. As a foliar fertilizer, spray the diluted FAA fertilizer on plants, particularly underneath the leaves. This will supply the plants or the crops with the needed phosphorus, potassium, amino acid, and protein directly. Calcium phosphate is a concoction helps to prevent overgrowth and promote development of sweet, hard fruits. It is applied when the plant supply of nitrogen is excessive. The main symptom of nitrogen overdose is that the plants grow big and strong with large leafy branches but produce few fruits. This is because the excess nitrogen prevents the plant from fruiting. We start the preparation of calcium phosphate or calphos with a collection of eggshells, which we crush and roast over a fire. Here is our crushed and roasted eggshells. We will need naturally aged or unprocessed vinegar. For calphos, the ratio to remember is 1:5. For every cup of eggshells, we need 5 cups of vinegar. In our example, we are using 2 cups of eggshells, so we will be pouring in 10 cups of vinegar. We see the mixture is beginning to bubble. We will wait for the bubbles to subside before covering the container. The bubbles have subsided, and we can now cover the container and label. The fermentation period is 20 days till date of harvest. This is our label. Calphos. Date prepared is April 1. Date of harvest is April 21. It's ready to store in a cool, dry place. Apply using 2 tablespoons per 1 liter of water. Spray under the leaves and around the roots area. This can be done during transition phase to flower, and also when fruits are large and mature. During transition phase, calphos will induce flowering and strengthen the flowers, as well as ease the nutrient demands of transition phase. For mature fruits, calphos strengthens plant stems, leaves, fruits, and helps fruit mature properly for optimum sweetness. Oriental herb nutrient is a fermented product that is of great help to natural farming. In growing crops, OHN is commonly used as a natural insect repellent. OHN is also effective in enhancing the immune system of both plants and animals. For making Oriental herb nutrient or OHN, we will use garlic, onions, and ginger. The proportion of all ingredients has to be even. For example, 200 grams garlic, 200 grams onion, and 200 grams ginger. 2 tablespoons chopped hot peppers can also be added. We need to peel the garlic and onions. No need to peel the ginger. Everything has to be chopped well. Once chopped and mixed together, pour into fermentation container. Whatever the total weight of our ingredients, for example, 600 grams in total, we will add the equivalent weight of molasses. Mix well. Cover with paper and secure the paper with masking tape. Let's label our mixture. OHN, date prepared, and expected date of harvest. Date of harvest is 7 days from date prepared. After the first 7 days, we add 200 ml of natural vinegar and ferment for another 7 days. The Oriental Herb Nutrient or OHN is sprayed on the leaves of plants and on the soil every week. OHN keeps the plants healthy and is used from the vegetative stage, continuing up to fruiting stage once a week. On the expected harvest date, we are now ready to harvest our concoction. The procedure is similar for all concoctions. We need a strainer or any fine mesh or cloth. Pour the concoction through the strainer. After extracting the liquid part of the concoction, pour the liquid into a storage bottle and label it with the harvest date and expiration date. All concoctions will last 6 months. In this example, Calpos was harvested on April 21, 2020 and will expire on October 21, 2020. There are 2 main ways of applying fertilizer to your plants. Foliar plant spray involves applying fertilizer directly to plants' leaves as opposed to putting it in the soil. A plant takes nutrients through the leaf much quicker than it does through the root and stem. Drenching refers to applying the fertilizer directly to the soil. The soil then absorbs the supplemented minerals and nutrients for root consumption. Some of our concoctions should be sprayed and/or drenched, as we will see in the next slide. All concoctions have to be diluted in water before use. A standard measure is 2 tablespoons per liter of water. These concoctions can be used weekly during the appropriate plant stage. FPJ is sprayed or drenched weekly from seedling stage to pre-flowering stage. Upon reaching pre-flowering stage, use Calpos. Upon reaching flowering to fruiting stage, use FFJ as a spray and drench the soil with FAA. When fruits are large and mature, you may drench with Calpos once more. OHN can be sprayed after the seedling stage throughout the plant's life cycle. For leafy vegetables, FPJ plus OHN is sufficient. Fruiting vegetables will benefit from the whole range of concoctions. Thank you for joining us in this webinar series, and we hope that you learned a lot. For more guides in growing vegetable, you may visit growhow.eastwestseed.com. To learn more about East West Seed's vegetable varieties, please download CropWiki EWS app on Google Play or Apple App Store. Bye for now!